Sometimes the best cure for a rough night in baseball is a quick turnaround. That's just what the doctor ordered for the Rock Hill Bluehawks after a bumpy night on Wednesday. Good evening, everybody, and welcome for the second straight game to the Hollow of Rock Hill. Tonight, the Rock Hill Bluehawks face the Princeton Panthers in a matchup of teams looking for their first district win of the season. My name's Brian Sutcliffe, alongside, once again, Mr. Colton Boston. This is Rock Hill Bluehawk Baseball from Regency Sports Broadcasting. Welcome to the Bluehawk Baseball pregame show. Colton, just 48 hours ago, the Hill finished the season series with last season's 6-6A district champions. Sometimes it just ain't your night.
Yeah, Brian. Allen beat Rock Hill 11-1 in 6 innings on a chilly, windy night. And that win turned into an extra player for the visitors, who turned fly balls into big plays as 30-plus mile-an-hour gust pushed balls away from the Blue Hawk fielders. Incredibly, though, the Blue Hawks didn't hit a single fly ball in the game. That credit goes to Allen pitching, where J.W. Powell was great on the mound, holding the Blue Hawks to just one bunt single in 5 innings of work. And it was an odd night where innings featured things going really well for Rock Hill pitching or really poorly. See, Allen scored 11 runs across 3 individual innings while being shut out for the other 3. And the Blue Hawks scrapped their way to a run in the 3rd inning to make it a 4-1 game heading into the middle innings, but that was the closest that they would get all night. And the issue for Rock Hill was walks. See, there were 8 free passes, and 5 of the 11 runs scored by Allen reached the base on walks. And with the loss, the Blue Hawks sit at still an impressive 9-4-2 record, but the more important record now that we're in district play is the 0-2 league mark. But they now have the district favorites out of the way. Brian, there is a surprising team at 2-0 early in 6-6A play.
Yeah, it's the McKinney Lions, Mr. Boston. Coach Colby Goodman, one of the good guys in the area, continues to do phenomenal work with a squad that didn't win a league game in 2023. The Lions whipped Plano on the road on Wednesday 12-2 to sweep the Wildcats, outscoring them in the series 19-4. They scored 6 in the 2nd inning and just never looked back. Plano pitching, you talked a second ago, Colton, about what did Rock Hill in on Wednesday. It was the walks. That was the problem for Plano on Wednesday. Losing 12-2, they yielded 12 free passes. Big margins of victory happened in 3 of the 4 matchups on Wednesday. Joining McKinney and Allen in posting big victories was McKinney Boyd. The Broncos got a big 8-0 win over Plano West to split their district opening series. They scored in every inning, while Gavin Peterson cruised. He struck out 8 in a complete Game 3 hitter. The tight game among the 4 featured tonight's Blue Hawk opponents, the Princeton Panthers. They fell to Plano East Panthers 4-2 as East swept their first series. The teams combined in the game for just 12 hits. East outscored Princeton in a couple of close, low-scoring games, 8-3 in the series. So we'll take a quick look at the district standings. You've got Plano East, McKinney, and Allen. They all swept their first district week series. Plano West and McKinney Boyd, they split the series. They played against each other. The team that has not played yet, Prosper, we'll talk about them in just a moment. And then the 3 0-2 teams, Rock Hill, Princeton, and Plano. As we look at the matchups for this week, it will be, of course, Rock Hill against Princeton. Prosper will get into district play for the first time as they take on McKinney Boyd in what should be a good series. It's East versus West, the Plano rivalry. The Panthers and Wolves get things going tonight, and then Plano looking to get off the schneid after a rough first week against the district favorites. And I think, Colton, we saw over the last week why Allen is considered the favorite. You saw the pitching depth through both games, and they got 4 or 5 guys that would be rotation starters for most teams in this district or any other. McKinney is the team with a bye. Again, 9 teams in the league, which means someone is always getting a bye week, although you should expect those teams probably on Saturday to mix in a non-district game. We got another beautiful night for baseball here at the Hollow, and when the Blue Hawk Baseball pregame show continues, we'll break down the matchup with Princeton, say hi to some starters, and have the first pitch. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Fans, when it's time to gear up like a champion, head to Shields in the Colony. Hey folks, this is Blue Hawk Senior Anthony Gonzalez. From top brand sports gear to apparel for the whole family, Shields has everything you need to play hard and cheer louder. Visit Shields at Grandscape in the Colony, proud supporter of Rock Hill Baseball.
Rock Hill and Princeton have combined to start 0-4 in league play, which means they big-time early season stakes for these teams, and Colton Princeton needs a win tonight just as badly as the Hill does.
Yes, they do, and Coach Leroy Manasales is back for a 9th season, and his team is 8-7 for the year to go with that 0-2 league mark. Now, Princeton is just a game behind their 9-win total from all of last year. See, they went 4-10 in the league, but they did shock Allen in a 6-4 win last year, showing that they can show up in some big games. Of the 7 losses, 5 are by 3 or fewer runs, so they have been in just about every game. And Rock Hill is likely the best team that they have played so far, and the only opponent that both teams have played was Richland, and Princeton lost 12-6, while Rock Hill lost 3-2. Last week, Princeton was swept by Plano East 4-1 and 4-2, so both very low-scoring and competitive games. But last year, the Hill won both the matchups. Let's take a trip to Princeton, where Rock Hill won 7-0 with Trevor Strum. Went 6 innings in the game, and he struck out 10. And then we go to the Hill, where Rock Hill won 12-3. Princeton led that game 3-0 after a half inning. Then the Blue Hawks plated 4 in the bottom frame. And 8 Blue Hawks had an RBI in the game as they piled up 14 hits. Trevor Strum, we'll see if he can have the same success against Princeton at home as he did on the road last year.
Well, Mr. Strum will get his first district start this year and try to lock down one of the 3 district rotation spots. There will be weeks this year, starting next week, when teams will play Saturday matinees in district play because 6A teams has to play 16 league games in the time most other leagues have to play 14. And with pitch limits, you need 3 reliable arms at least to compete in a league like this. But tonight will be Mr. Strum's 4th appearance. They are all starts. He is 0-1 on the season. He was tagged with the loss in his last outing in the defeat against Frisco Wakeland. Also has no decisions in wins against Dawson and Frisco in tournament play. Let's take a look now at the starting lineups for the Rock Hill Blue Hawks and the Princeton Panthers. The Blue Hawks are coached by Sean Stanton in his 6th season with a record of 93 wins, 73 losses, and 10 ties. His 2026 Blue Hawks are 9-4-2 overall, 0-2 in league play. They are dressed in their home whites. Good-looking kit. They've got the 2-tone hat, white on the front, black on the back. They've got the teal lettering and numerals with BCM on the back of that white jersey with, again, that script lettering across the front. A very good look. These are the starters that will take on the Princeton hurler, Skylar Barnes. Anthony Gonzalez moves into the leadoff spot. The second baseman will get things going. Ethan Kalanick, the left fielder, will bat second. Carson Roy moves into the 3-hole, the center fielder. Aiden McDaniel will hit cleanup. The third baseman bats 4th. Cole Carroll is the designated hitter. He bats for the starting shortstop, Lucas Bell. Carroll bats 5th. Trevor Stum's the pitcher. He hits 6th. Reed Tebow back into the lineup. He is the catcher and bats 7th. Grayson Richards, the first baseman, will hit 8th, as we do not expect to see Brady Slanina on the mound or in the field or at the plate here tonight. So hoping to see Brady back next week. And Morgan Singleton, the right fielder, will bat 9th. Leroy Manzanales leads the Princeton Panthers. His guys are 8-7 overall. They also are 0-2 in district play. This is the lineup that will battle Blue Hawk righty starter Trevor Stum. Marlon Alvarado is the second baseman. He leads off. He'll be followed by the center fielder Jordan Mosley. Felix Martinez, the shortstop, bats 3rd. Skylar Barnes is the pitcher. He hits cleanup. Peyton Wilsinski is the left fielder. He bats 5th. Caden Cochran hits 6th. He's the right fielder. The catcher, Elijah Vega, bats 7th. Jackson Watson, the first baseman, bats 8th. And third baseman Braden Hyatt will bat 9th. The Princeton Panthers in their road grays with the maroon Princeton script lettering across the front, maroon numerals on the back, and the maroon, all maroon lids with the white capital P on the front. And now PA announcer Samuel Kennedy will introduce Sean Stanton starters.
Batting first, the second baseman, number 7, Anthony Gonzalez. Batting second, the right fielder, number 12, Ethan Kalanick. Batting third, the center fielder, number 1, Carson Roy. Batting fourth, pitcher, number 8, Trevor Stubb. Batting 7th, the catcher, number 14, Reed Tebow. Batting 8th, the first baseman, number 17, Princeton Richards. Batting 9th, the right fielder, number 2, Morgan Singleton. And in the backup, the shortstop, number 6, Lucas Bell. And stand and join us for the playing of our nation's national anthem.
Will set the Blue Hawk defense as Trevor Stumm gets set to take his warm-up tosses. Ethan Kalanick in left field, Carson Roy in center, Morgan Singleton in right. Aiden McDaniel at third, Lucas Bell at short, Anthony Gonzalez, the second baseman, and over at first is Grayson Richards. Reed Tebow behind the dish, catching his battery mate, the starting pitcher, the right-hander, Trevor Stumm. This will be his 4th appearance. All starts. He is 0-1 in 8 2/3 innings, a 7.27 ERA. He's allowed 12 runs, 9 earned on 10 hits, struck out 11 and walked 12, an opposing batting average of .285. You will definitely expect that the word for Stumm from this Blue Hawk coaching staff is pound that strike zone. This is a Princeton team that doesn't put up huge numbers necessarily. Score 4.5 runs per game. They don't give up a ton, 3.2, but as we mentioned during the pregame show, I think it'd be fair to say that Princeton is taking a step up in terms of caliber of opponent. Played pretty well in tournament play, but mostly smaller area schools, a couple of 6As, but certainly no real powerhouses in there. And, you know, every program has different approaches to how they want to take on tournament play. You know, you certainly want to get your guys some good reps, and you want to put themselves in a position where they can have some good results to build some positive momentum heading into district.
Yeah, and I'm kind of interested to see how Princeton's going to go into this game. In their last week, they are 3-2 in the 5 games that they've played, and if they've won by not a huge margin. In 2 tournament games, they only won by 1, and then in the third of the 4 games that they played in that tournament against the Nevada Community Braves, they won by 6. However, going against Richardson, they lost by 1. In their last game that they played against Plano East, we just talked about it, they lost 2-4. So a team that's coming off of a loss, how do they go against this Rock Hill team who's played against a tough opponent? This is going to be a new caliber of talent that Rock Hill and Princeton are both having to play against tonight.
And certainly maybe a little bit of early pressure for the Blue Hawks after dropping the first 2 games to Allen. You're at 0-2, and now you're facing a team at home that you expect to have success against. You want to come out and get a good start. It was Princeton in this building last year that got off to a great start, scoring 3 runs in the top of the first, but Blue Hawks weren't having it. They put 4 up on the board in the bottom of the frame and ran away with it. Marlon Alvarado, Jordan Mosley, and Felix Martinez to take on Trevor Stum, and the first pitch hits Alvarado square in the back. One pitch and a runner at first here for Princeton.
Yeah, it's something we always talk about in broadcast specifically is it doesn't matter if you trip, if you mess up, it's how you recover from it. Rock Hill last game giving up, probably not the most desirable amount of points to Allen, but how do they come back against Princeton? How do they turn their district play around starting tonight?
Alvarado, not much of a base stealing threat, but he's 1 for 1 on stolen bases. The first pitch to Jordan Mosley is a fastball on the outer edge for a called strike, 0-1. Stum quickly working from the stretch, squaring to bunt already is Jordan Mosley. The 0-1 pitch, fastball wide, charging in at third is Aiden McDaniel. He'll retreat to his position. The 1-1 pitch, fastball high, 2-1. Mosley's trying to give himself up.
Yeah, and you talked about it. Princeton is a team with 4.5 runs scored a game, so it's going to be interesting to see how Rock Hill plays this out early in the game with a runner already on first base.
That runner's Marlon Alvarado. He was hit in the back with the first pitch. 2 balls, 1 strike. Mosley squaring again. The pitch. This is bunted, but it's pushed up into the netting. Back and to the right. The count goes to 2-2. Not quite as much wind as we saw last game a couple of nights ago. Still, this time it's blowing from right to left. We did see a home run hit in the JV game to left. Ball that just got up in the jet stream and carried. 2 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch to Mosley. In on the fist. Slow roller over to Aiden McDaniel. His only play is to first. Throws a little bit low, but backhanded nicely by Grayson Richards. But that's as good as a sacrifice bunt. It moves Alvarado into scoring position for Felix Martinez.
Yeah, and we'll mention it a little bit later as Rock Hill goes up to bat, but a guy we're missing tonight, Brady Slonina, he's one of the only 3 guys on the team to have a home run. Wonder how that's going to affect Rock Hill's batting tonight.
Felix Martinez bats with a runner at second and 1 out. That was a nice play from McDaniel. Very patient, knew he needed to get an out, didn't try to force a play at second. Martinez bats from the right side. He's hitting .300. Got 3 RBI. First pitch. That is roped to left. That will get down for a base hit. Manzanales giving Alvarado the go sign. He will trot home with the first run of the ball game. An RBI single for Felix Martinez. Princeton has struck first. They lead 1-0.
Yeah, and this is a very different first inning than what we saw with Allen yesterday. Allen was very quick for both teams this side. Princeton able to hold the ball a little bit longer.
Now it's Felix Martinez over at first base. He does have 4 steals. He's got speed. Skylar Barnes waits on the first pitch. It's on its way, and that is line to center. That will drop right in front of Carson Roy. 3 of the first men for Princeton have reached here in the top of the first. They lead it 1-0. Peyton Wilsinski, the 5-hole hitter, the left fielder. Bats with Felix Martinez at second, Skylar Barnes over at first. Barnes hitting .379. He's got a couple of extra base hits. Stands close to the plate from the right side against the right-handed pitcher. Stum with a couple of looks back to first. First offering is a fastball called strike, 0-1. Stum has thrown a pitch to the 5-hole hitter, but he's only thrown 9 pitches so far. There's 1 down here in the top of the first. Princeton has plated a run on a Felix Martinez RBI single. The 0-1 pitch. That's a breaking ball that falls a little bit low, 1-1.
Yeah, I think it's going to be interesting to see how Stum plays out this first inning. Not in a great position right now. 1 runner in scoring position, 1 on first, 1 out. Just how does he manage this Princeton batting team?
1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Runners away from first and second. Stum working from the stretch off the first base side of the rubber. Here it comes. Breaking ball that bounces in. It's blocked by Tebow, but gets away from the catcher, and both runners advance. We call that a wild pitch.
Yeah, 2 runners in scoring positions. A good hit by Peyton Wilczynski could put Princeton in a very, very good and comfortable position at the start of the game.
Looking for a repeat of last year when they scored 3 in the top of the first. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Fastball high.
Yeah, and I like that by Reed. Looking towards third base, the runner leading off a little bit, making sure that that's covered.
It's Felix Martinez over there at third. Skylar Barnes is the starting pitcher. He stands in scoring position at second. 3 balls, 1 strike. Hitters count to Wilczynski. He waits on it. It's on its way. It's a fastball 50-50 call, and it goes the way of the pitcher. Wilczynski took a couple steps toward first. Home plate umpire says, not so fast, my friend. It's 3-2.
Yeah, big pitch coming up right here. We talked about the walks and how it affected the game last night. Full count, 1 out, 2 runners in scoring positions.
3 balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Stum is ball 4. Tried to nibble on the outside edge. This time it was a couple inches off the outside corner, and the bases are loaded for Caden Cochran.
For Princeton, number 7, Caden Cochran.
Walks were an issue for the Blue Hawks on Wednesday. 5 of the 11 runs that Allen scored reached base on a free pass. 2 of the first 4 that have reached here in the first reached. 1 on a hit by pitch and 1 by a walk. First pitch to Caden Cochran. That is hit on a looping line drive to Lucas Bell, who retreats into short center field and then doubles up Skylar Barnes at second. So a 6-4 double play ends the threat, but Princeton scores a run on a couple of hits. They leave 2 after a half inning. Princeton 1, Rock Hill nothing. This is Blue Hawk baseball from Regency Sports.
Fans, when it's time to gear up like a champion, head to Shields in the Colony. Hey folks, this is Blue Hawk senior Anthony Gonzalez. From top brand sports gear to apparel for the whole family, Shields has everything you need to play hard and cheer louder. Visit Shields at Grandscape in the Colony, proud supporter of Rock Hill baseball.
Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston here at the hollow of Rock Hill. And Colton, Trevor Stum was able to wriggle off the hook there a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, just first off, just what a play by Carson Roy. High pressure situation, bases are loaded. Princeton has a chance to go up early in this game if that ball drops even more than just the 1 run that they already have. But what a catch and what a turn to get that to second base to kind of control a little bit of that damage in the first inning. And I think that is exactly what Rock Hill needs. Is Princeton builds momentum. They build a little bit of hitting, momentum with all their different players. And we put a stop to it pretty early, and now Rock Hill has a chance to try and match them in the bottom of the first.
Lucas Bell, the heads-up play to make the catch and then flip the ball to Anthony Gonzalez at second. I think Skylar Barnes got a big jump off of second base, hoping that ball was going to fall into center field. He might have a chance to score, but still, Princeton able to play to run. Anthony Gonzalez, Ethan Kalanick, and Carson Roy. We'll see if they can even it up or maybe even better in the bottom of the first. Fantastic night for baseball. We're looking at 72 degrees, partly cloudy skies. It's that setting sun reflecting off of some of those clouds. Give us a nice red hue out there.
I can say this is a lot better weather to play baseball in than it was 2 nights ago.
These are better conditions, to be sure. Less wind and warmer. Coach Stanton tweaking up the lineup just a little bit. Get his offense a bit of a spark. Scored 5 runs in the 2 games against Allen, but I think a lot of teams are going to struggle to put up big numbers against that pitching staff. Gonzalez hitting .361 on the season, no home runs, 4 RBI. Got an on-base percentage, .465. That's what you want to see from a leadoff man. First pitch, checks the swing, watches it catch the outside corner for a called strike, 0-1.
Yeah, I really like that Gonzalez is batting up first with that on-base percentage. Get someone on base and keep the momentum coming for Rock Hill. Here's the 0-1 pitch.
0-1. The Ant-Man punches a surprise bunt back into the netting. It's 0-2. Center fielder Jordan Mosley playing Gonzalez to pull. He is well right of dead center. Peyton Wilsinski's out in left, Caden Cochran in right. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch from Barnes. That bounces in. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Braden Hyatt is the third baseman. Felix Martinez, he of the first inning RBI at short. Marlon Alvarado at second. Jackson Watson over at first. Elijah Vega is getting set to catch the 1-2 pitch from Skylar Barnes. The righty rocks and fires the 1-2. Misses high with the fastball. Two balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man. It's on its way. Misses low and inside. So after falling down in the count at no balls and 2 strikes, Gonzalez comes back to fill the count.
Very interested to see how he's going to play this here. No outs, very start of the game. What does he do? Full count pitch.
Payoff pitch. Misses high and tight. Ball 4. That's what you want from your leadoff man. Get on base.
Yeah,
Gonzalez trots to first. The Southeast Arkansas Junior College commit.
And Ethan Kalanick coming up to bat next. He's got 4 hits on the season. Bats with a .235. Be very interested to see if he can move.
Anthony Gonzalez over at first. Gonzalez is 6 for 8 in stolen bases. He can scoot.
Question is, do you be this aggressive this early on in the game? I mean, you have no outs. Might be a good time to try it.
Kalanick stands in from the right side. Blue Hawks trail 1-0. Kalanick's already squared to bunt. Back in with a head-first dive at first. Quick throw by the right-handed pitcher. Not a bad move for a righty. Spinning and firing. Prompting the dive from the Ant-Man. Kalanick waits on the first pitch. There it is. Watches the bunt hit the outside edge. All the way into the glove. It's 0-1.
Yeah, and I think from Skylar Barnes, it's a move to Anthony Gonzalez just saying, I'm watching you on first base, making sure that he's not trying to steal too early in this game, putting the pressure on him, not letting him go, try and steal a base easy.
Princeton protecting an early 1-0 lead. They had the bases loaded with 1 out. But Stum able to limit the damage with some good defense behind him. Another throw over to first. Gonzalez getting a lot of attention.
Yeah, and I think Barnes is just trying to protect a really close game right now. When you have a team like Princeton that plays really close.
The 0-1, another square. This time pitch is well outside and low.
When you have teams that play this close with other games, it's super important to protect the lead if you have one early on, and I think that's exactly what Barnes is doing here. And I think it's a pretty smart move from the pitcher.
1 ball, 1 strike. Runner at first, nobody out. Squaring again is Kalanick. This time he pops it up with the bunt, but it lands foul. Count moves to 1-2. Another throw over to first. One ball, 2 strikes. See if the bunt is still on. It is not. Swinging away and hitting the ball well to left is Kalanick. It's to the track. It's to the base of the wall. It one-hops the wall. Gonzalez had to hold up for a second, but he's got good speed. He rounds third and brings home the tying run. An RBI double for Ethan Kalanick, his 5th of the year. His first 2-bagger, and just like that, the Blue Hawks have tied it.
Yeah, and Martinez kind of bobbled the ball a little bit when it got to him. Made the runner on second hesitate if he wanted to continue on to third. A great hit by Ethan Kalanick, and now Carson Roy coming into bat. He is one of the top guys when it comes to batting averages. He hits at a 5.14. He actually leads the team in batting averages and in runs at 18. And when you have a guy on second in running position, you want Carson Roy with 12 RBIs up to bat to bring him home and get Rock Hill the lead of this 1-1 game.
First pitch to Roy. Watches it drop in the bottom part of the zone, right at the knees for a called strike, 0-1. Colton, you need to get familiar with the concept of the call, and that's where one of us predicts a home run. I'm going to put in the call right here for Carson Roy. I don't know that I've ever gotten the call correct. In fact, I'm pretty sure I have not. No balls, 1 strike. Here's the pitch. Well, he was going for it, was Carson. He swung right through a fastball. If he'd made contact, that thing'd still be going. That's as hard a swing as we've seen. Maybe in the games we've done thus far, he was going for the downs, but instead it's no balls and 2 strikes.
See, I've grown up watching racing broadcasting. What we would call that over there is the commentator's curse.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's what it's always been when I've done it. No balls, 2 strikes. Barnes turns, just gives Kalanick a look as he heads back to second. We're tied at 1 here in the first.
I think Barnes is sending a message to every base runner from Rock Hill. Not trying to let him steal tonight. I'm going to be interested when the ninth batter on the batting list for Rock Hill, Morgan Singleton, comes up, what he's going to do.
Barnes with the upper hand. No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch. That is popped up. Left side of the infield. Felix Martinez, the shortstop, in short left. Puts it away for the first out.
Well, I can say that ball might have hit the height requirement for a home run. Just maybe not the distance.
Yep, just
part.
got under it a little bit. Aiden McDaniel will have an opportunity to give the Blue Hawks the lead with a runner in scoring position and 1 out. Aiden hitting .240. He's got 7 RBI. One of those came in the 5-4 14-inning marathon last Tuesday against Allen. Came in the first inning when the Blue Hawks scored a pair in their first district action. First pitch, way inside. I think Aiden was content to let that hit him. It wasn't thrown very hard, but it dove away from his arm at the last moment.
Maybe that bravery of letting a ball hit him helps his on-base percentage, a little over 50%. So definitely a guy you want up if you want someone to just get on base.
Kalanick away from second. Aiden McDaniel waits on the 1-0, a long look back to second. Now he brings it. Fastball, lower part of the zone. Strike called, 1-1.
Yeah, and you saw the second baseman there kind of shuffling over to second, wondering if, Barnes is going to throw the ball back there.
Both middle infielders playing pretty close to the second base bag. There's big holes on both sides of the infield. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 down. 1 run in. Barnes delivers. Fastball low.
Man, they're putting a lot of pressure on Ethan Kalanick on second.
Yeah, paying a lot of attention in a 1-1 game in the first. But, again, Princeton plays in low-scoring type games. Aiden McDaniel waits on the 2-1. Here it comes. Late movement, cuts in over the inside edge, 2-2. McDaniel this year with runners in scoring position, hitting .389. So he's been Mr. Clutch. Stands very close to the plate from the right side. Barnes working from the chest high set. Here comes the 2-2. Got him swinging. That was a good tailing slider. McDaniel couldn't get a piece, and there's 2 outs. First strikeout for Barnes. It'll be up to Cole Carroll.
Yeah, and Cole coming off of a night possibly not the best pitching against Allen. Let up 4 runs in the second inning. Let's see how he can turn that around tonight.
Carroll hits from the right side. Good lead at second for Gonzalez. Here's the pitch. That is hit on a looping line drive, and going down to one knee is Marlon Alvarado to put it away. So looping liners in both pieces of the first inning, and both teams finish with a run. Blue Hawks tie it up on an Ethan Kalanick RBI double. We'll go to the second, tied at 1. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Hey there, folks. This is Rock Hill Senior Grayson Richards telling you about a company that's family-owned, tail-approved, clean cars, wagging dogs. That's the Scooters way. Go see them in McKinney at 12041 West University Drive. The team at Scooters says go Blue Hawks.
Rock Hill 1, Princeton 1 as we go to the second. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston here on a beautiful night for baseball.
You know, I think the thing that is really going to be a key decider for this game is both of these teams are coming off of losses. One, how do you deal with the loss? How do you not let it affect you too much? But two, how do you turn around from it? How do you not let that affect you? And how do you come in this game with a fresh mindset and make sure that your team can take home the win? And I think a big part that plays into all of that is momentum of the game. And I think we've seen Princeton put a lot of pressure on all the Rock Hill base runners. My question is can they keep it up throughout this full game? A lot of the times, in a lot of the games, no matter what the sport is, if you see a team kind of start off really aggressive, they're not able to hold it through the full game, and it's when they drop their guard, the other team strikes.
Elijah Vega, Jackson Watgen, and Braden Hyatt, the 7-8-9 hitters. We'll see Trevor Stum for the first time.
Batting against Princeton, number 16. Number 17, Elijah Vega.
Elijah Vega, the catcher, coming up to bat first for Princeton.
He will get things going, hitting .308 on the season. Bats from the right side. It's on the first pitch from Stum. It's on its way. Fastball low and away, 1-0. As we get a little further into the broadcast, we'll give you some scores from around the district. Prosper Eagles will get things going as they had the first district week bye. The 1-0 pitch to Vega. Good pitch. Maybe framed up a little bit nicely by Reed Tebow. Gets the called strike in the bottom part of the zone. 1-1. They will take on McKinney Boyd. Plano East versus Plano West. Starting their two-game series. The 1-1 check swing on the fastball. Missed a little bit outside. The appeal down to first base. They say he went around. That's why you ask, Mr. Boston. 1 ball, 2 strikes to the leadoff man. Stum working out of the windup, the 1-2. It's a breaking ball low and away.
Yeah, I'm interested to see how Vega's going to take this at bat. No outs in a really close game at the top of the second. Is he aggressive with it? Does he just try and watch where the ball's going over the plate? Does he play it safe or does he play it aggressive? That's what I'm most focused on right now. Is it the 2-2 count with 0 outs?
Here's the 2-2. Strike 3 called. Beautiful pitch, nicely placed on the outer half. Stum struck out 10 in Rock Hill's 7-0 win at Princeton last season. The Blue Hawks allowed just 1 hit in that game, as Stum went 7 strong through 92 pitches. Jackson Watgen, the first baseman, hits with the bases empty and 1 out. Here in the top of the second, teams tied at 1. First offering from Stum is a fastball. Missed a little high. Watgen, a .235 hitter. He's drawn a couple of walks this year. The 1-0 in tight as backing away is Watgen as the hard stuff, little chin music, backs him off. It's 2-0. Stum didn't get to work out of the windup very much in the first inning. The 2-0 pitch. It's a fastball wide, 3-0. As Marlon Alvarado was hit with the first pitch. And Stummy was battling the rest of the inning, managed to escape with just 1 run allowed after Princeton had the bases loaded with 1 out. Here comes the 3-0. Missed ball 4. So Princeton has a base runner with 1 down.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how Trevor Stum's going to handle this last inning walking a couple guys, giving Princeton at least a pressure advantage, putting the pressure on Rock Hill early.
Watson has a stolen base to his credit this year. Hyatt, the 9-hole hitter, we'll see if he opts to give himself up to move a runner into scoring position for the top of the lineup. First pitch, not yet. As no bunt shown by Hyatt, takes the first pitch low and away.
Yeah, the question that I have is Stum going to show the same amount of pressure that Barnes showed from Princeton? Is he going to put the pressure on the base runner to make sure that he's not going to steal?
1 ball, no strikes. Runner away from first. It's Watson. Not much of a lead. The 1-0 pitch. There's a fastball. It's the knee-high center of the zone. 1-1. One ball, one strike. Slightly open stance from Hyatt out of the right side batter's box. The 1-1. Sails high, 2-1.
Yeah, and Stum before the game today, he had 11 strikeouts this season so far.
Two balls, one strike. Watson gets his lead from first. Pitch is on its way. Cut on and missed. Ball up at the letters. Hyatt comes up empty. It's 2-2. You can shoot us a note in the broadcast booth on the Rock Hill Baseball Booster Club Facebook page. We'd love to know where you're listening here tonight. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 1 down, runner at first. Here it comes. Lifted in the air to right. Morgan Singleton veers to his right, takes a couple steps back. He's got it chest high for the second out.
Yeah, and Morgan Singleton has just been such a key player to Rock Hill, not only defensively but also offensively. He made a couple of great catches yesterday, and he was also the lone scorer for Rock Hill. He's had a huge impact on this team over the past week.
It'll be up to Marlon Alvarado, who was hit by a pitch in the back on the first offering of the ball game. Bats with Jackson Watson over at first and 2 outs. We're tied at 1 here in the top of the second. First pitch, fastball strike. The RBI belonged to Felix Martinez for Princeton, and Ethan Kalanick moved into the 2-hole for this ball game and rewards Coach Stanton with an RBI double. No balls, 1 strike. And there's a throw over, and it gets away from Richards. Jackson Watson will head to second. It'll be an error on the pitcher.
Yeah, and it was an attempt to keep the pressure on first base. Not let Watson get too far off, not let him think too much about stealing second, but an early mistake gets him in a scoring position here.
I've got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs. It represents the go-ahead run. Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball doesn't break enough. Floats in high. 1 ball, 1 strike. Alvarado very close to the plate from the right side. Stum has the sign. The righty kicks and deals. Fastball bounces in. Blocked by Tebow, 2-1.
Yeah, and that was just a really good reaction time and coverage by Tebow. Not even going to let Jackson on second think about getting into third. Really quick on that ball.
Two balls, 1 strike. Stum quickly back to work. Here it comes. That is in on the fist. On 1 knee-high hop. Aiden McDaniel sets, fires, got him. Nothing doing for Princeton on the 1-out walk. We will go to the bottom of the second. Blue Hawks will come up to see if they can break the deadlock. We're even at 1. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Rock Hill senior Brady Slanina. Baseball season is in full swing. Why not renew your home for the spring with custom shelving from Urban Farmhouse Group? The products can be found by searching Urban Farmhouse Group on Etsy.com. The Blue Hawks want to thank Urban Farmhouse Group for their support of the Rock Hill baseball broadcast.
Trevor Stum will try to help his own cause. He will lead off here in the bottom of a tie ball game in the second inning. Trevor Stum, Reed Tebow, and Grayson Richards, the 6, 7, 8 hitters, will face Skylar Barnes for the first time. Brian Sutcliffe and Colton Boston.
Now, I think I mentioned it a little bit earlier, but I just want to see how Princeton's going to play this defensively this inning. Are they going to keep the same pressure that they did in the first, or are they going to lay back, read the game, and then apply the pressure when they need to? Are they going super aggressive against the Blue Hawks tonight?
Lots of action already out in McKinney between Prosper and McKinney Boyd. They're in the top of the second, tied at 2. Princeton separates. The infield defenders take their positions.
Blue Hawks, number 8, Trevor Stum.
Trevor Stum digs in. First pitch, that is hit on a hop over to the shortstop, Felix Martinez. His throw is low, but the backhand dig is a good one by Jackson Watjen. 1 pitch, 1 out here in the bottom of the second.
Next to go, Rockville Blue Hawks, number 14, Reed Tebow.
Here comes Reed Tebow. Looking for his 3rd hit of the season. His first in district play. He did not play in the loss 2 nights ago to Allen. First pitch. That is lifted in the air to right. Blue Hawks are up there hacking. Cochran has it in right. 2 pitches and 2 outs here in the bottom of the second.
Yeah, and this is a massive change from what we saw on Wednesday. I think the weather and the lack of wind tonight is really helping with it. But we're seeing Rock Hill hit a lot more balls up in the air out to the outfield compared to what we saw 2 nights ago on Wednesday.
Blue Hawks only hit 1 ball out of the infield against Allen on Wednesday. It's up to Grayson Richards to get things going. He says, you know what, I'm going to see a second pitch in this at bat. I'm taking it. And he takes it over the inside edge for a called strike. No balls and 1 strike. A run on 2 hits, 3 left on for Princeton. A run, a hit, an error, and a man left for the Blue Hawks. Bases empty, 2 outs, in a rapidly moving bottom of the second. Here's the pitch. Barnes trying to nibble on that outside edge to the left-handed hitter. Doesn't get a big enough bite. 1-1. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Fastball wide, 2-1.
Yeah, and even if they're getting caught in the outfield, I like the Rock Hills hitting him up there, hitting him out there. I don't know if Barnes is thinking about it the same way I am, but if a pitch goes up and if it gets hit pretty far, here's the 2-1.
It is on its way. That is lifted in the air, but back and out of play.
You know, if a pitch gets hit out into the outfield, mentally, okay, that's one that maybe could have dropped. And so I think if Rock Hill keeps applying that pressure on him, eventually one will drop and maybe start to break the mentality of Barnes just a little bit.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch missed low and away. 3 balls, 2 strikes. Three balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The payoff pitch to Grayson Richards. That is hit on a scalding hop over to Martinez. He fields it truly. His throw is on the money. A nifty 3-up, 3-down frame for Skylar Barnes. Let's go to the 3rd inning. 1-1 between Princeton and Rock Hill. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
This is senior Morgan Singleton from your Rock Hill Blue Hawks. Are you hungry for better meals without the hassle? Discover Wild Fork, your destination for chef-quality meats, seafood, and flavor-packed meal delivered frozen fresh to your door. From fresh, not frozen, premium steaks and seafood to ready-to-eat favorites. Wild Fork makes every meal unforgettable with variety as big as Texas. Visit the Wild Fork location in Prosper at Quake and 380 and taste the difference for yourself. Wild Fork, real food, real flavor, and real easy.
1-1 between Rock Hill and Princeton as we go to the third. Plano was completely uncompetitive against McKinney in getting blown out in 2 games. They're hanging in there with Allen in the top of the third. They trail 2-1.
Yeah, and we're sitting here at Rock Hill at a game that's almost identical. Both teams scoring 1 in the first inning and both being held to nothing in the second.
Jordan Mosley, Felix Martinez, and Skylar Barnes, the 2-3-4 hitters, seeing Trevor Stum for the second time. As we get things going here in the top of the third. Stum about to throw pitch number 34. It's on its way, and that is hit well to left. Kalanick is back, and he will watch it get out of here. Jordan Mosley goes deep to give Princeton a 2-1 lead. We said in the pregame, could definitely see something get out of here. Mosley didn't need a lot of help from the wind that time. He got it up there and gave it a charge. And the visitors have the lead once again.
Yeah, and for Princeton, that is just really, really good for their team. Not only score-wise, I mean, sure, the 1 point is going to get them the lead of this game. But if you think about it like this, you hit a home run, you get a point, you're now sitting right back at 0 outs. You have a 1 point lead in this game.
First pitch to Felix Martinez, misses low and away, ball 1. Martinez had the first RBI, and he lifts the 1-0 offering to right. Easy play for Morgan Singleton. He has it. Martinez is retired.
Batting next for Princeton, number 20, Skylar Barnes.
Yeah, I think that was a good defensive play by Rock Hill there.
Barnes is 1 for 1. Singleton was doubled off to end that threat in the first. First pitch misses low and inside, 1-0.
Yeah, when you have someone hit a home run, I think it's really, really important to stop the momentum of the batting team the very next chance that you get. That's exactly what Morgan Singleton and Rock Hill did right there.
1 ball, no strikes. Barnes waits. Here it comes. Fouls it back. 2 balls, 1 strike. As we mentioned in the pregame, Princeton's just about matched its performance from all of last year in terms of overall wins. They had 9 last year. They're at 8-7 coming into play here. The 1-1, fastball low and away. 2-1. Bases are empty. 1 out here in the top of the third. Jordan Mosley's home run has given Princeton a 2-1 lead. Stum moves into the windup. The 2-1 pitch, low and away, 3-1.
Yeah, and I think when you look at this game, on paper, statistically, throughout the season, this is probably one of the closest games that you can get. Both teams having a great non-district record and going into the district, coming off of 2 tough losses. I think this is probably one of the closest games we'll see.
The 3-1. That is hit to center. Carson Roy retreats. Got it. Catches the line drive for the second out.
Batting next for Princeton, number 9, Peyton Wolzinski.
Peyton Wilsinski walked his first time up. He bats with the bases empty and 2 outs, but a run in for the Panthers. First pitch, strike called, 0-1. Fastball over. Righty versus righty matchup. It's on its way, fastball high. Trevor Stum delivers the 1-1 pitch. Fastball a little low. 2-1. Stum's been right around that 1-to-1 ball-to-strike ratio through the game. He hasn't really had a protracted span of poor control, but he hasn't gotten fully dialed in yet either. Here's the 2-1, and that hits Wilsinski in the back. Got him with the fastball. Second man hit through 2 2/3 for Stum. And now Caden Cochran will come to the plate. He's 0 for 1. He lined out his first time.
Yeah, and I'll say Stum did do a good job after the home run, making sure calming his nerves and getting the job done, getting 2 outs. And now it's all about how he manages this situation right here with a runner on first.
See if Coach Manzanales tries to get Wilsinski going over at first. First offering to Cochran. That bounces in. Wilsinski thought about it and then thinks better, heads back to first. Good job by Tebow to keep it in front of him. It's 1-0.
Yeah, and I'll say if Tebow didn't get to the ball as fast as he did, I think we probably would have saw Wilsinski try and run a second, but good job by Tebow getting on the ball there.
Here comes the 1-0. Fastball punched back. 1-1. One ball, one strike, 2 outs. Breaking ball floats in, blocked by Tebow. But low, 2-1.
Yeah, and something that I think we've seen slowly fade throughout this game is how much the pitchers are checking on the guys on the bases. I mean, the first inning, it was really apparent that they're checking in on him about every 3 seconds, and I don't think we've seen a pitcher throw towards a baseman in a while.
2 balls, 1 strike. Well, just as we say that, Stum turns and flings over. Wilsinski back in on his tummy. Elijah Vega, the catcher, has got his shin guards on right now with 2 outs. Ready for anything apparel-wise over there on the on-deck circle. The 2-1, cut on and missed. That's a good fastball tailing away from Cochran. It's 2-2. Two balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner away from first. Cochran waits. Pitch is on its way. In on the fists. Cochran lays off, and the count goes full.
Yeah, I think it's interesting. Stum standing on the first base side of the pitcher's mound when back on Wednesday we saw a lot of the pitchers standing more on the third base side.
There is activity in the Blue Hawk bullpen. 3 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. There goes Wilsinski. The pitch is line to right. Singleton on his horse, and he puts it away. That is all speed by Mo. Most right fielders are watching that ball careening in the corner for an RBI double. Not against the Blue Hawks. Mo puts it away. Big defense for the Hill. Sends us to the bottom of the third, but the Jordan Mosley solo homer has given Princeton a 2-1 lead. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Blue Hawk senior Braxton Clyde, telling you to step up to the plate, go big, or go home with my family company, Bullnose Masonry. At Bullnose Masonry, we build brick, block, stucco, and stone. From schools to hospitals standing tall, Bullnose Masonry builds it all. Bullnose Masonry is a proud supporter of Rock Hill Baseball.
Coach Sean Stanton is got his guys huddled up, having a spirited conversation with his team, which he finds trailing 2-1 in the bottom of the third. Morgan Singleton, and then back to the top of the order, Anthony Gonzalez and Ethan Kalanick against Skylar Barnes.
Yeah, I'll say so far, if I had to give an MVP of this game, it would be to Morgan Singleton. We've seen him make a lot of great defensive catches in right field, but also he's got to get ready to bat as he's leading off the bottom of the third here. And remember, Morgan was the only one to get a point in Wednesday's game. I think we saw some of his speed there as he went to go catch that ball out in right field. And I think we saw the reason why he leads Rock Hill in bases stolen this season.
Princeton's huddled up. Now they go to their defensive positions. Singleton, a 286 hitter. He's got 3 RBI. Looking for his first extra base hit. But with a guy with his speed, a bunt can turn into a double easily. He had a bunt single as he squares to bunt on the first offering and takes it in for a called strike. Had a successful bunt single against Allen on Wednesday. Came around to score the Blue Hawks' only run. Here's the 0-1 pitch. That is looped into short center field. That will get down in front of Jordan Mosley. The tying run is on as Singleton takes a huge turnaround first. Mo's second district hit. He's got a 2-game hitting streak.
Yeah, and I'm interested to see how he's going to play this out on first. We know he's really, really good at stealing bases, and I can only imagine if Princeton did their homework, they're going to know that too. So I'm really interested to see how Barnes is going to play this out here. We've known he's been really aggressive at trying to get the runners out.
I would be surprised if Mo is over there at first base for too long. The Ant-Man came back from 0-2 down in the count to draw a walk to lead off the bottom of the first, and he came around to score on Ethan Kalanick's RBI double. Already a throw over from Barnes. Gonzalez already squared. Braden Hyatt is a easy halfway to the plate. The first pitch is a pitch out. The throw down to second base is not in time. That's when you've got wheels, when the team basically runs a pitch out and they still can't catch you.
Just incredible speed there by Singleton to get to second.
And you love being able to get your guy in scoring position. Now Anthony Gonzalez can swing away and try to bring him in.
Yeah, and Gonzalez has 4 RBIs on the year.
Barnes with a look back. Instead, squaring to bunt, pulling it back again was Gonzalez. Pitch was low. Two balls, no strikes. Long look back. Barnes looking again. Here's the pitch. Squaring again. Pulling the bat back was Gonzalez. Just missed a little bit wide.
Yeah, and Gonzalez has an on-base percentage of about 45% this season. And he hits with a .361 batting average. The 4th highest average in the team for batting average.
Gonzalez waits as Barnes turns and looks Mo back into second. Two-one Princeton here in the bottom of the third. The Ant-Man waits, squares again, and he punches it down the third base line. Going to be a tough play. Braden Hyatt will scoop it up. He will not have a play. Beautifully executed, moves Singleton to third, and the Blue Hawks have something going here with runners at the corners and nobody out.
Yeah, and I'll just say that was a really, really smart play by Gonzalez to do that. When you bunt down the third baseline, it pulls that third baseman up, and with the speed of Morgan Singleton, nobody's going to have any chance to beat him to that third base, so that'll move him to third, and just what a really, really smart play there to get Singleton just one base closer to tying up this game for Rock Hill.
Ethan Kalanick has got an RBI double. Another RBI opportunity here with nobody out in a 2-1 game. Squares to bunt, pushes it on the right side. It's a safety squeeze. Here comes Singleton. It's another RBI, and Kalanick beats it out. A pair of bunt singles has brought Singleton around from second base, and we're tied at 2. Kalanick's 2 for 2, and he's got his 5th and 6th RBI of the year in this ballgame.
Just a great performance there by Ethan Kalanick. 2 RBIs this early on in the game, and that one's going to tie this ball game back up to Rock Hill. And we've talked about it on the pregame, and during this game, these teams, specifically Princeton, plays super, super close games. So I don't think they're any stranger to being this high-pressure situation, as it looks like they're going to have a talk on the mound with Barnes.
Sometimes you might want to settle your team down a little bit as the first 3 Blue Hawks have all reached. They have tied the game here at 2 in the bottom of the 3rd. There's nobody out, runners at 1st and 2nd. As the Hill is been waiting to bust out offensively here now as we're in the early stages of the 3rd league game of the year. Of course, the first 2 games came against what might be the best pitching staff in the state. They would certainly be in the conversation, you would think, in the Allen Eagles. They're through 2 out at McKinney. Prosper and McKinney Boyd still tied at 2. Carson Roy comes to the plate. Flied out his first time up. Nobody down. Gonzalez at 2nd, Kalanick at 1st. Kalanick has both Rock Hill RBI. One on a blasted double and the other on a bunt that didn't get more than about 20 feet from the plate. First pitch, Roy squares to bunt. He punches it down the third base side. It stays on the line, and Roy has an infield single, and then the throw is airmailed by Vega. Coming around to score is Gonzalez. Kalanick goes to 3rd. That'll be an RBI. That'll be a single. It'll end up being an RBI, I would imagine. But a single and an error moves Roy to 2nd, and the Blue Hawks lead for the first time 3-2.
Yeah, and what I really like about Rock Hill right now is they found what works, and they're keeping with it. I think they found out that with Princeton's defense for these bunts, they're able to get guys on bases. And with 2 scores this inning, 2 guys in scoring positions, and no outs, this puts Rock Hill in a great position. And it looks like the catcher's going to go up and talk with Barnes now.
Blue Hawks have a big inning in the offing. They have flipped the script. They've turned a 2-1 deficit into a 3-2 lead and have runners at 2nd and 3rd with nobody out for Aiden McDaniel. It's Kalanick at 3rd, Roy at 2nd. Infield in all the way around. First pitch. Slow breaking ball, misses low and away, 1-0.
Yeah, and Rock Hill's a team that you can't make many mistakes around. We saw it yesterday against Allen. A bad throw from the catcher to third base allowed Morgan Singleton to come in and score Rock Hill's only run of that game. But Rock Hill's a team that if you make an error, they're going to capitalize on it.
Blue Hawks lead 3-2, looking for more. The 1-0, wide, 2-0. Skylar Barnes in some trouble. Jordan Mosley, a solo homer in the top of the 3rd to give Princeton the lead, but the Blue Hawks have scored a couple on a bunch of bunts. The 2-0. That was looking to hit McDaniel again. That's for the 2nd consecutive plate appearance. He's been willing to give himself up, and the ball just barely misses him, but it's 3-0. Three balls, no strikes. The pitch. He is swinging on 3-0. Hard charging is the third baseman, Hyatt. He will go to first to get the out, but it's an RBI ground out for Aiden McDaniel. Kalanick comes home to score, and the Blue Hawks lead is 4-2.
That'll bring McDaniel's RBIs up to 8 this season. And Cole Carroll's in a really good spot to give Rock Hill a 3-run lead. Only 1 out in this inning. Rock Hill's already scored 3 with a runner on 3rd.
That's the trust you have at Aiden McDaniel on a 3-0 count, giving him the green light, and he delivers, bringing home the 3rd run of the inning. Blue Hawks lead 4-2. Here's Cole Carroll. First pitch. Ooh, catches the outer part of the zone. Goodness. That looked like it was a little outside.
Yeah, it looked like it might have, if it got a bad bounce, may have been able to get behind Vega, but Vega doing a good job stopping that ball there before it even got the chance to.
Infield still in. That is roped to left. Cole Carroll has an RBI. His first of the season. It's a 4-run inning for the Blue Hawks. They lead 5-2.
And what a turnaround from the last game versus Allen, where Allen scored 4 in an inning against Rock Hill. Now Rock Hill scoring 4 in an inning against Princeton. And we talked about it earlier, both these teams coming off of 2 losses for both teams How do you recover from it? Well, I think Rock Hill is showing the perfect example right here. Find momentum and continuing to put on the pressure and carry that momentum throughout the most of the inning that you can.
First pitch to Stum. He pops up. Right center field. Center fielder and right fielder converge. It's Jordan Mosley putting it away for the second out. Reed Tebow with an opportunity for his first district RBI. He's got one to his credit for the season. Put one in the gap here. Cole Carroll with an RBI to make it 5-2. First pitch to Tebow. Misses wide, 1-0. One ball, no strikes, 2 outs. Carroll away from first. The pitch, low and away, 2-0. Grayson Richards would bat if Tebow's able to reach.
Yeah, and these are going to be some really important pitches for Barnes. Trying to stop the momentum that Rock Hill has. Past couple of pitches have all gone to the same spot.
2 balls, no strikes. Here it comes. That ducks in for a called strike. It's 2-1. 2 balls, 1 strike, 2 outs. Carroll, the RBI man, over at first. Here it comes, and that is hit well to left, but right at the left fielder. That's unlucky. Peyton Wilsinski tracks it down, but the Blue Hawks, a big inning. 4 runs on 5 hits. They leave a man, and we go to the middle innings. Blue Hawks with the edge, 5-2. This is Blue Hawk baseball from Regency Sports.
This is Senior Blue Hawk Carson Cooley. First Graphic Services is a Prosper ISD family-owned sign and graphics company that has been providing graphic solutions for over 30 years to the North Texas area. They specialize in signs for home builders, developers, political candidates, school districts, realtors, as well as many other local businesses. Check them out on social media or hit them up on their website at www.firstgraphicservices.com.
Trevor Stum goes to the mound with the lead for the first time, as the Blue Hawks in the third turn a 2-1 deficit into a 5-2 lead. Ryan Sutcliffe and Colton Boston, the Regency Sports team, here at the Hollow of Rock Hill. Blue Hawks were 8-0 in district at home last year. Looking to get another long winning streak going after the loss on Wednesday to Allen.
Yeah, and I absolutely love this turnaround from the Rock Hill team. Of course, not having the opportunity now to go 8-0 at home this year in district, it's got to be a little bit disappointing for the team. But the way that they've been able to turn it around from Wednesday and get this lead this early on in the game, with Princeton playing a lot of close games, I'm really interested to see how they're going to start playing this one out.
I would imagine the conversation with Mr. Stum between innings sounded a little bit like, go get the strike zone. This is where you want the shutdown inning. Your team's just put up a crooked number. Now you got to come and really attack the 7, 8, 9 hitters, Vega, Watson, and Hyatt.
Yeah, and we've seen walks hurt Rock Hill a lot in the past 2 games that they played against Allen. I think the big goal for this, hit the strike zone and try and minimize walks this inning, kill the momentum from Princeton, and keep this game going. Here's the 0-0 pitch.
Vega struck out looking his first time up, and he takes a called strike to start his second at bat. It's 0-1. The 0-1 pitch misses low and in. 1 ball and 1 strike. I think the stat that the coaching staff looks at most clearly when you look at the team pitching this year is 61 strikeouts and 75 walks coming into play. And that's just too many walks if you want to put yourself in a great position to make the playoffs for the second consecutive year. The 1-0 misses very high, 2-1.
Yeah, and I think really what's going to bring Rock Hill back into this is if you're able to kick or to bring down the amount of walks that you give teams. I think Rock Hill could really, really benefit from just minor improvements every single game.
The 2-1. Low and away. 3 balls and 1 strike. You've seen the defense the team can play. You've seen it a few times already tonight. Let them put it into play. You got good defenders behind you. 3 balls, 1 strike. Vega waits the pitch. Bounces in, ball 4.
Yeah, I think you got to be a little aggressive in the strike zone with Princeton. Yes, we've seen a home run tonight by them, but like you just said, we've seen the incredible defense that Rock Hill can play if it stays in, and I think playing that into your advantage could be massive for Rock Hill tonight.
Princeton's trying to decide which guy they're going to have come courtesy run for Vega. Looks like it'll be Mateo Portal. Jackson Watson walked his first time up. 5-2 Rock Hill in the top of the 4th. First pitch to Watson is a fastball low. 1 ball, no strikes. Working out of the stretch. Stum's offering. It's a fastball that hits the outer half, 1-1.
So, Brian, I got 2 questions. 1, how many pitches has Trevor Stum thrown tonight? And 2, at what number count does Sean Stanton start thinking about maybe putting in another pitcher tonight?
Well, you got 110 available. Here's the 1-1. So Stum is now at 59 after missing with the 1-1 pitch. So he's got plenty of juice left in the arm, I would imagine, but there is still activity going on in the Rock Hill bullpen. This is a critical game for both of these teams. The 2-1 missed wide, 3-1. And Coach Sean Stanton is going to come make a visit in the middle of the at-bat. And I think Stanton is going to make a change.
Yeah.
Players coming out of the dugout, which usually means it's to high-five your guy. And there will be a new pitcher.
Yeah, I think coming out here, 3 balls, 1 guy on first base, and a game where Princeton can turn things around really easily.
So we will introduce the new pitcher here in a moment. When we get a look at the number, it feels like Carson Cooley is going to be the man to come in relief of Trevor Stum.
I will say Strum did have some moments where it was big-time pressure that he needed to kill, and he got it done.
This will be Cooley's 4th appearance, his 3rd relief outing. He is 2-1 on the season. A 2.21 ERA in 6 1/3 innings. He's allowed 2 runs, both earned on 2 hits. He struck out 4 and walked 11. The team's hitting just .093 against him. I think most baseball coaches would tell you, if you're throwing strikes and getting hit hard, okay, sometimes you make the other team earn it, and they earn it. But it's the free passes that will earn you the hook. And I believe that Coach Stanton understands, again, the importance of this game. The team went 11-5 in district play last year, so you had 5 losses and finished in the 3rd spot, but not a ton of breathing room between 11-5 and missing the playoffs. So one of these teams is going to be looking at an early 0-3 hole. And Coach Stanton doesn't want it to be his guys. So he makes the change in the middle of the at-bat. It's 3 balls and 1 strike to Jackson Watson. There's nobody out. A runner on first in the top of the 4th. Rock Hill leading 5-2.
Yeah, and we talked in the last broadcast a little bit about just how close Texas high school sports is, and any advantage that you give to the other team can be detrimental to your own. So, getting Carson Cooley in here could change the momentum and the rhythm of this game here for Rock Hill.
Cooley's a righty. The 3-1 misses ball 4.
And it's just a tough situation for Cooley to go into. One mistake and you walk the guy, and unfortunately, it's going to move a base runner onto second and first there.
Well, and the frustrating thing, I think, for the Blue Hawk coaching staff is these are free passes being given to the 7 and 8 hole hitters. So you're giving free passes to guys and potentially getting the top of that Princeton lineup back up with guys on base. There's Braden Hyatt. He's 0 for 1. He flied out his first time. Coming in at first is Grayson Richards. He expects the bunt to be on, and it is. The first pitch is a fastball called strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Yeah, and I think when you talk about a game like baseball, especially in Texas high school, where it's just so competitive and everything is so close, it's so important to minimize any type of mistake that you might have.
No balls, 1 strike. Runners away from first and second. The pitch from Cooley, breaking ball high, 1-1.
And when you talk about a game that athletes can get drafted straight out of high school, every time you're at the mound, every time you're up at the plate, I think it's just so important.
One ball, 1 strike, nobody out. Richards coming in from first as the Blue Hawk defense looks to set the wheel play up. But Cooley steps off and looks Mateo Portal, the courtesy runner, back to second. Cooley's ready, the 1-1. Fastball that bounces in and gets away from Tebow. Both runners will advance. Wild pitch.
And that'll move 2 Princeton runners into 2 scoring positions. And something that I've noticed is, you know, every time that Cooley starts his windup pitch, the second baseman moves up to first, and the first moves up, anticipating a bunt.
2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch, swing and a miss. Fastball, middle. Hyatt can't get a piece. It's 2-2.
And I think that's one of the reasons why you see Rock Hill defense is so good, is they're proactive about stuff like bunts.
Here's the 2-2 pitch. Fastball low, 3-2. Marlon Alvarado in the top of the Princeton order in the on-deck circle. As the Panthers looking to respond after a 4 spot for the Blue Hawks turned a 2-1 deficit into a 5-2 lead. The 3-2 got him looking. 50-50 pitch. Hyatt tried to sell it by starting to wander toward first, but he's rung up by the home plate umpire for a huge first out.
And that is a very important start for Carson Cooley. His first full at-bat here.
Big time pitch. Portal still at third, Watjen at second. Alvarado is 0 for 1. He was hit by a pitch and scored in the first, grounded out to third in the second. First pitch from Cooley is a breaking ball that just barely misses, nicking the helmet of Alvarado. It's ball 1.
And I think that last strikeout's got to be great mentally for Cooley, knowing that the first batter he faced was in a 3-1 situation.
The 1-0 pitch. Fastball a little high. 2-0. Two balls, no strikes with 1 out. The pitch, low and away, 3-0. First base is unoccupied with 1 out. Squaring to bunt and watching a middle fastball bust in was Alvarado. Takes it for a strike and a 3-1 count. Cooley's not messing around. He's ready to bring it. The 3-1 pitch. Swing and a miss. Letter high fastball.
Yeah, and Cooley now with the advantage. Started the count 3-0, now moved up to 3-2. He's really putting the pressure.
Here's the payoff pitch. Just missed a little high. Alvarado trots to first, and the bases are loaded for Jordan Mosley, who homered his last time up.
Man, that was such a close pitch, at least from our angle. Looked super close to the box, but I think as a pitcher, I'd rather be really close to that box, maybe not have the call go my way, than be way outside of it.
Cooley works on the stretch with the bases loaded. The first pitch is a beautiful slow breaking ball that cuts in over the outer half, 0-1. Portal at third, Wadgen at second, Alvarado at first. Here's the 0-1. Slider, low and away, blocked by Tebow. Anything that gets past the catcher at this point, scoring a run.
So bases loaded, 1 out. It's a chance for Rock Hill to maybe get a double play if it's hit in the infield, or a chance for Princeton to get a 1-run lead if it's hit out of the park.
The 1-1. Fastball high, 2-1. No place to put Mosley. Cooley holds that ball back behind his back, and that right hand now comes to the set, the 2-1. Fastball at the knees for a called strike, 2-2. Cooley picking up the pace. 2 balls, 2 strikes, bases loaded, 1 down. The pitch to Mosley, breaking ball, missed high.
Yeah,
it is 3-2.
High pressure pitch here for Carson Cooley.
Runners at every base. 5-2 Rock Hill, top of the 4th. Cooley delivers the pitch. That is chopped high to the pitcher. High throw brings Richard into the air, but he comes down with it for the out. Coming home to score is Portal, but an important second out. That was a big pitch there for Cooley.
Yeah, and Cooley just looking straight to first, not worried about the double play there. Get the guaranteed out and try and get this next batter out with a strikeout.
Watson moves to third. Alvarado to second. It's 5-3 Rock Hill, but now 2 outs for Felix Martinez, who's 1 for 2. He's got an RBI single to his credit. Runners at second and third. First pitch. That is roped through the hole on the left side, a base hit. Watson comes home to score. Here comes Alvarado. The throw at the plate is not in time. Princeton has tied the game with 3 here in the top of the 4th. Alvarado has 3 RBI. Martinez has 3 RBI.
Yeah, and that was close to the play with Alvarado. I think he just barely moved his body out of the way of Tebow's glove. Now to make this a tie game here with 2 outs. Princeton bringing this game back, showing that they can play in these close games.
First pitch to Skylar Barnes. Waved at and missed. It is 0-1.
Barnes aggressive on that first pitch. He wants to keep this momentum rolling. Runner on first.
Felix Martinez with a 3 RBI night. The pitch. That is low, bounced, blocked by Tebow, but heading to second is Martinez on the wild pitch.
Barnes now with a chance to give Princeton the lead of this game again. And if Princeton got this lead, this would be the 3rd time this game that they've led this game against Rock Hill.
1 ball, 1 strike, 2 outs. The pitch, breaking ball, strike called. 1-2. Princeton has scored 3 runs on 1 hit here in the inning. 1 ball, 2 strikes. The pitch, breaking ball, bounces in, blocked by Tebow. Walk, walk, strikeout, walk, ground out, single.
Yeah, and last game, 8 walks from Rock Hill. Trying to lower that number tonight.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out. Go ahead run at second. Here it comes. Got him swinging. Nice slider tailing away from the right-handed hitter, but Princeton ties the game. 3 runs on a hit They leave a man in scoring position. We go to the bottom of the fourth. We're halfway through, and we're tied 5-5. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Attention North Texas ball players, this is senior Cole Carroll. Step up your game with the NTX Tribe Baseball Club. They offer elite baseball and softball training, top facilities, and a winning brotherhood for players of all ages. Join the NTX Tribe today and take your skills to the next level. Visit ntxtribebaseball.com. NTX Tribe Baseball, where champions are made.
5-5, Rock Hill and Princeton go to the bottom of the fourth, where Richards, Singleton, and Gonzalez will face Skylar Barnes, Ryan Sutcliffe, and Colton Boston.
Well, every inning that Princeton has scored a run in, Rock Hill has responded. Specifically in the third, Princeton scoring 1 run, and Rock Hill coming back with 4. Princeton scoring 3 in the fourth. How does Rock Hill respond here?
Yeah, the shutdown inning is something that's eluded the Blue Hawks for the first 2.5 games of district play. You saw it last Tuesday in Allen. Every inning the Blue Hawks scored, Allen scored immediately. You saw it on Wednesday. It was a 4-0 game for Allen. Blue Hawks scratch a run in the middle innings. It's 4-1 in the third, and you're thinking, okay, you've got some time. Allen explodes in the next inning and starts to run away with it. You score 4 here in the bottom of the third here tonight. You're up 5-2, and it looks like, okay, now this is looking like what we expected to see, and Princeton comes right back to tie the game. Grayson Richards will try to get a rally going here to regain the lead in this 5-5 ball game. He's 0 for 1. He grounded out his first time. First pitch, that is hit just wide of first base. Foul ball makes it 0-1. These teams will get it going again in Princeton next Tuesday in the first 3-game district week of the year, the 0-1. Fastball on the outer edge, 0-2. And after the Princeton series, it'll be Plano West with games on Friday and Saturday, back-to-back. No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man, Grayson Richards, who bats from the left side.
Yeah, and I think it's important to note that not all of these points from Princeton have been easy ones. The last one, especially at the plate, really close call. Not letting Princeton...
The 0-2 misses wide.
Just not letting Princeton get too close in this game.
One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch. Popped up, out of play, back toward us. Counts 1-2. The pitch to Richards. That is lifted in the air to left. Just missed it. Peyton Wilsinski watches it float into his glove for the first out here of the fourth.
Now up to bat, Morgan Singleton. We saw him get on base his last time up and even stole a base going to second.
Yeah, he got it going in the third. He was the first of 4 straight Blue Hawks to reach. Stole a base and scored. The first offering, offers through, tries to push the bunt. He committed, it's 0-1. Braden Hyatt over at third base saying, man, you going to do this again? The 0-1 pitch, fastball high. On some of these, it's a little surprising that Princeton didn't just wait to see if the ball would go foul, as guys are bunting with so much speed that there's almost no chance to get them. The 1-1. Fastball missed.
Yeah, and that's really was Rock Hill's strong point in the bottom of the third, is we saw a lot of bunts, and it worked really well for the Blue Hawks.
2 balls, 1 strike. The pitch, breaker that tucks in near the knee of Singleton. He takes it for a ball, 3-1. Mo waits on the 3-1 pitch. Here it comes. It's ball 4, not close. Singleton has reached in both plate appearances. That's what you love from your 9-hole hitter, too, is a guy that's going to get on base and set the table for the top of the lineup. Anthony Gonzalez has reached in both his plate appearances. Walked and scored in the first, singled and scored in the third.
Yeah, and you want a guy like Gonzalez to go up there. His batting average is a .361.
Already squaring to bunt. Now pulls it back, watches a fastball miss high and away.
Yeah, and Vega looking pretty intensely down to first base at Singleton. Singleton's already stole a base this game.
Quick throw over. Not much of a lead for Singleton. Easy slide back in. Again, we've got the safety base over at first. That blue base that is stuck to the first base / right field foul line, right up next to the first base bag. Another throw over. Just trying to find more ways to keep players safe. You know, like those situations on a bang-bang play where guys get their ankles tangled up and get really seriously hurt. 1 ball, no strikes. So now the runner just goes for the blue bag. There goes Singleton, the 1-0, watching it in for a called strike, and Mo has an easy steal. He slid. I'm not sure he needed to. The throw was to the third base side of the bag. Pitch was a strike. But Mo's in scoring position as the go-ahead run in a 5-5 game here in the bottom of the fourth. 1 ball, 1 strike, 1 out. Pitch to Gonzalez. He squares to bunt, but punches it foul.
Yeah, and Singleton had a ton of time there getting down into second, and I think that's just setting the tone for maybe what tonight has in store for him.
Ant-Man reloads. Left-handed hitter, right-handed pitcher. The 1-2, there goes Mo again. It was a hit and run, but fouled straight back. Barnes has got the ball. Comes to the set. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 1 out. Singleton at second. 5-5, bottom 4. Long look in. Now Barnes just an easy turn back. Keeping an eye on Singleton. After on that hit and run, Mo could have stood up going into third. Got a massive jump. One ball, 2 strikes. The pitch from Barnes. Breaking ball lifted into left center field. Jordan Mosley will give way to Wilsinski, who puts it away. Tagging at second and moving to third is Singleton, and he is safe. That looked like a pretty good throw. Bang, bang play at third. So a productive out for Gonzalez.
And it was a fast throw from left field, but an even faster Morgan Singleton coming down that second to third baseline. And I mean, the minute that the ball was popped up in the air, he got set on second, and the second it hit the glove of the left outfielder, he was gone.
Ethan Kalanick with another RBI opportunity. He has made good in his first 2. RBI double in the first, RBI single in the third. First pitch lays off a slider that somehow catches the outside corner.
Yeah,
1-1.
I think something you see out of Kalanick that is just incredible is his plate vision, knowing when to swing and knowing when to hold off on it.
Here's the 0-1. Kalanick watches a strike at the knees, 0-2. Blue Hawks with a go-ahead run 90 feet away. Trying to score for the second consecutive inning. No balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. The pitch misses high. One ball, 2 strikes. It's on its way. That is poked foul toward the first base side. That ball had late movement. Kalanick did a good job just continuing to push his bat further outside to retain a piece of it and stay alive. Time is requested and granted at the plate.
Yeah, I mean, like he just said, him moving his bat more to the outside, keeping Rock Hill in this, 2 outs.
There's the 1-2. Just missed with the fastball. A little bit outside, 2-2. Good eye from Kalanick.
Really important pitches here. This could be the end of a good inning, or maybe the lead again for Rock Hill.
2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Runner at third. The pitch, swing and a miss. Big pitch there from Barnes. And the Blue Hawks strand the go-ahead run at third base. We are through 4 here from the hollow of Rock Hill. Princeton and Rock Hill tied at 5. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Attention fans, this is Blue Hawk Senior Aiden McDaniel. Whether you're training, tailgating, or cheering from the stands, Shields in the Colony has you covered. With the best selection of sporting goods, footwear, fan gear, and more, all under one roof. Shields is your go-to destination for every adventure. Plus, don't miss the unforgettable in-store experience at the Shields in the Colony. Europe with Shields, proud supporter of Rocket Baseball.
Five to 5, Rock Hill and Princeton tied as we go to the 5th. The middle of the Princeton lineup, it's the 5, 6, 7 hitters, Wilsinski, Cochran, and Vega. Prosper and McKinney Boyd still tied at 2 in the top of the 5th, as we'll give you some scores from around the district.
Yeah, and it was a game here at Rock Hill that started off identical from both teams into the second inning, but in the third, it's where Rock Hill really took the lead, going up 3 points just for Princeton to respond in the fourth. So far, a neck-and-neck game for both teams here.
Allen now leads Plano in the 4th, 6-3. Here's Wilsinski. Lifts the first pitch he sees to dead center field. Carson Roy, an easy play. 1 pitch, 1 out. Wilsinski's retired for the first time after a walk and a hit by pitch.
And I think these might be the plays that we might need to see a little more out of Rock Hill. You give your outfielders the chance to catch it, which we've seen that they can all throughout the night. You get some quick outs, and then you go right back into your batting lineup, and you can now put the pressure back onto Princeton.
Caden Cochran is 0 for 2 with a couple of lineouts. First pitch. Breaking ball missed a little bit high. 1-0. Cochran was at the plate in the first with the bases loaded and 1 out when he hit a little liner to Lucas Bell out at second. Flipped it to Anthony Gonzalez at second to double the runner off. The 1-0. Low and away. 2-0. Princeton has had a base runner in every inning. 2 balls, no strikes, 1 out. They're empty so far. Here it comes. There's a fastball strike. 2 balls, 1 strike. Two 2-1. Fastball wide. 3-1. Cochran reloads. He's ready for the 3-1 pitch. So is Cooley. It's on its way. And it's a knee-high strike. Cochran thought it was ball 4. Instead, it's 3-2. Carson Cooley, the second Blue Hawk pitcher, brings the payoff pitch. Popped up. Playable for Tebow. Throws the mask aside. And he's got it. As Cochran spikes his bat on the home plate in frustration.
That'll put Rock Hill in a pretty good spot here. 2 outs, no hits this inning.
So can Cooley turn in the first 3 up, 3 down frame for a Blue Hawk pitcher? First pitch, very high to Vega, 0-1. Struck out his first time up. Walked his last time. He's 0 for 1. Cooley's 1-0. That is rolled slowly on the left side. Here's Lucas Bell. Charges, transfers. The throw is perfect. There's your 3 up, 3 down frame. Blue Hawk Sticks will quickly be back to work, looking to break a 5-5 tie. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Hey there, folks. This is Rock Hill Senior Trevor Stum telling you about a company that's family owned, tail approved, clean cars, wagging dogs. That's the Scooters way. Go see them in McKinney at 12041 West University Drive. The team at Scooters says go Blue Hawks.
Carson Roy, Aiden McDaniel, and Cole Carroll here in the bottom of the fifth. Teams tied at 5. Princeton, 5 runs on 4 hits. They've committed an error and left 5. Rock Hill, 5 runs on 6 hits. They've committed an error and left 3. Both teams have left a little bit of meat on the bone here tonight. Probably both feel they should be winning this game. Princeton's led a couple times. They led after a Felix Martinez RBI single in the first. Jordan Mosley then gave them a 2-1 lead after Ethan Kalanick tied the game in the bottom of the first. Then the Blue Hawks exploded for 4 in the bottom of the third to take a 5-2 lead. Then Princeton responded with 3 of their own in the top of the fourth.
Yeah, and the only inning that we saw Rock Hill hold Princeton to no runs, Rock Hill also didn't score any runs in the bottom. So definitely going to be interesting to see if Rock Hill can kind of break that and get a run scored here. And I think there is no better guy on the team to do it than number 1, Carson Roy, who's going to lead this one off. He has 3 home runs in the year and his batting average of .514. Very impressive stats from Carson Roy.
Laid down a bunt single that ended up bringing home a run on an error by Elijah Vega. Roy is 1 for 2. There are only 7 6A players coming into play this week that have more home runs than Carson Roy's 3.
And earlier in the broadcast, you were talking about having the call of a home run. If I had to put my bets on it, I would put it right here on Carson Roy.
Here we go. First pitch. Takes a slow breaking ball for a called strike. So you've put in the call.
I'm putting my call on Carson Roy.
You've put your first ever call. That's an important moment.
I have full confidence.
You will never forget the first call. No balls, 1 strike. It's on its way. Another breaking ball. It's at the knees. Strike 2. I'm not sure if I'm Barnes I'd throw that pitch again, as Roy's had a good look at it. That is batting practice speed. Here's the 0-2. This time he goes with the fastball, and Roy is able to catch up to it late. Punches it foul on the right side. Count stays 0-2.
Well, that one almost had the distance, just a bit to the right there.
No balls, 2 strikes to the leadoff man. Here it comes to Roy. Breaking ball, just barely missed hitting him. But very inside, 1-2.
Yeah, and I think every pitch that Barnes throws is just giving Roy another chance to learn about the way that Barnes pitches. And so if I'm Barnes, I want to get this at-bat done with quickly.
1-2. Breaker stays high. Coming into play this week, Carson Roy had 19 hits. He's got more extra base hits than singles. That's how you have an OPS up near 1,700. Here's the 2-2. Fastball that is turned and lifted high in the air, but foul. Now to play on the left side. So Carson's battling. Had a 5-game hitting streak earlier this year. That was one of the streaks that led him to the team lead in batting, hitting .514 coming into play. The 2-2. Breaker. That is lifted in the air to left. High in the air. He just missed it. Wilsinski battles the wind a little bit, but puts it away. If Roy had squared that up a little bit more, he'd have hit that 400 feet, as he got under it significantly and still gave it a pretty good ride. Your call was nearly right on the money.
You know, at first call, a couple feet away.
Yeah, if you'd have been 1 for 1 on calls all time, I'd have been pretty upset about it.
I think I would have just stopped doing calls
Jack,
right then and there.
Jack, you 1 for 1 all time? Yeah. Here's Aiden McDaniel. He's 0 for 2. First pitch, fastball. That is lifted out of play at right side, 0-1. McDaniel was at the plate for the error. Or he ended up having an infield. He did have an RBI. It was on a Ground out to third. Home plate umpire asked for time. So officially 0 for 2 with an RBI is McDaniel.
Yeah, it looks like McDaniel was just getting in the box as Barnes started his windup there.
Here's the 0-1. Breaking ball. Fouled straight back.
And
that slow curveball has got to look like a beach ball for these guys right now. And you're seeing guys swinging out of their shoes, trying to time it up. This is the third time through the lineup, which tends to be when hitters have figured a pitcher out. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 out. Here it comes. Swing and a miss. Fastball tailing away from McDaniel. He's a strikeout victim and the second out here in the 5th.
Yeah, and something that we've seen out of Barnes tonight that I don't think I saw out of J.W. Powell when we played Allen on Wednesday is just the pace that he's throwing it at. He's not giving these batters a lot of time to get into the box, make sure that they're ready. The minute that they step in the box and they get set, he's going to start his windup.
Cole Carroll has an RBI. He's 1 for 2. He bats with the bases empty and 2 outs in the bottom of the 5th. We're tied at 5. First pitch. That is stroked well to left center field. On his horse is Jordan Mosley. He's got a solo homer in the game, and he goes down to his knees, potentially to rob Cole Carroll of extra bases. Both pitchers put up 3 up, 3 down innings in the 5th. Let's go to the 6th. We're still tied at 5. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
This is Senior Reed Tebow from your Rock Hill Blue Hawks. Baseball season is in full swing. Why not renew your home for spring with custom shelving from Urban Farmhouse Group? Their products can be found by searching Urban Farmhouse Group on Etsy.com. The Blue Hawks thank Urban Farmhouse Group for their support of Rock Hill baseball broadcasts.
Jackson Watson, Braden Hyatt, and then back to the top of the order for Marlon Alvarado. Carson Cooley, the second Blue Hawk pitcher. 34 pitches, 17 balls, 17 strikes.
Yeah, and I think in that inning intermission, saw a little bit of movement going towards the bullpen there.
Yeah, as we enter the late innings in a tie ball game, I would imagine neither coach is going to take chances here. Neither squad wants to fall to 0-3 in district play.
And I think Rock Hill, with the experience of the 4.5-hour, 14-inning game against Allen, I think when it comes to that experience in extra innings and the pressure that it carries, there's no bigger pressure in extra innings than it is Allen. So if this game ends up going into extra innings, I think Rock Hill has that little bit of an advantage this year with the experience that they got in that first game.
They're in the bottom of the 6th out at Plano East. Plano East leads Plano West 3-0. They're trying to bust out to a 3-0 district start. Here's Watson. He's walked in both plate appearances, but he's up there hacking. Punches it back into the top of the screen toward us. It's 0-1. Plano East swept these Princeton Panthers in their first series, the 0-1. Very high, 1-1. Prosper has taken a 4-2 lead against McKinney Boyd in the bottom of the 5th. The 1-1. Fastball very low, 2-1.
Yeah, it's something that I think we've seen historically in the district with Prosper is if they ever get out to a bad start at the very beginning of their season, I think in district play they're always able to focus back in, and that's why they're always near the top.
2-1. Fastball low, 3-1. 5-5 the score in the top of the 6th. One of these teams will avoid an 0-3 league start. Cooley brings the 3-1. Not close, ball 4. And Coach Sean Stanton is on his way out of the bullpen. At least he's having a conversation. He's not heading toward the mound yet. Whatever activity was underway in the bullpen is now over, and now Coach Stanton will head out to the mound. I think we will see a third Blue Hawk pitcher. but we have not seen him emerge yet from the bullpen.
Yeah, and with this being Stanton's 6th year at Rock Hill with a 93, 75, and 10 career record, I think his judgment calls should be pretty good, as it looks like we will have that pitcher come out of the bullpen.
We will get a number for you here momentarily as Cooley will hand the ball to the third Blue Hawk. Carson Cooley gets his ovation. That Troy Falke? That it is.
For your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 25, Troy Falke.
So Troy Falke will enter the ball game. This will be his 5th appearance, all in relief. He has no record. 4 1/3 innings, a 4.85 ERA. Has allowed 3 runs, all earned on 2 hits. Struck out 2 and walked 4. A big righty comes over the top with that motion and comes into a situation where Princeton has the go-ahead run at first base and nobody out on a 5-5 tie here in the top of the 6th.
Yeah, and something I forgot to mention before Carson Cooley came off of the pitching mound, if right now he has a 2-0 record in the games that he's played in, if the Blue Hawks win tonight, he will be the only pitcher to have 3 wins in the full Blue Hawk lineup. But the game right now is currently out of his hands pitching-wise, and it's now into Troy's hands.
Falke will face Braden Hyatt, the 9-hole hitter, who is 0 for 2. Jackson Watjen is over at first base. He has drawn 3 walks tonight.
Well, we've talked about walks kind of being the kryptonite for Rock Hill over these past few games. Let's see if Falke can make a big change here, bring the momentum towards the strike zone here for the Blue
Working from
Hawks.
the stretch. The first pitch is a bunt pushed on the right side. Going to be a tough play. Falke has to scoop it up, has to transfer, and it is just in time. What a play from Falke. Like the ball might have got stuck in his glove a little bit, but he scoops it over to Grayson Richards. But it's a successful sack bunt. Moves the go-ahead run into scoring position with 1 out for Marlon Alvarado.
And it's a play decided by inches there, but the inches are on Rock Hill's side, and Falke with an incredible first play move. That was his first at bat in the game, or batter he was going against, sorry. And I think it's so important to just get that one knocked out, as it looks like there might have been a conversation there between one of the umpires.
We've got a celebrity here in the booth with us, Mr. Boston, as Rock Hill football coach and athletic coordinator Mark Wilkinson has joined us. Just sneaking in here. He knew if he told me in advance, I'd have put him on the air right now. And so he snuck in. That's a savage move, but always fun to see. Wilk. Marlon Alvarado in the top of the Princeton lineup now coming to the plate. Jackson Watjen represents the go-ahead run. He's at second base with 1 out here in the top of the 6th. Rock Hill and Princeton tied at 5. Alvarado is 0 for 1, was hit by a pitch and scored in the first, grounded out to third in the second, walked and scored in the fourth. First pitch from Falke. Fastball high, 1-0. Falke, again, the third Blue Hawk pitcher. A couple of looks back to second. The 1-0 pitch is a fastball that is hit to left. Ethan Kalanick tracks back. A good way shy of the warning track. Alvarado, one of a few fly balls we've seen that you would say just missed it to left. We have seen a home run by the guy that's coming up next, Jordan Mosley. He'll bat with the go-ahead run in scoring position and 2 outs.
Yeah, and the way that ball came off the bat, the sound it made, just where it looked like it was going, made me a little bit nervous, but Rock Hill defense once again showing why they are so good in this game, and specifically the outfielders. They have just been incredible this entire matchup.
Definitely. Great defense by all three guys out there. We've seen all three make big plays. Here's Mosley. He's 1 for 3. Had a solo home run in the third that gave Princeton a short-lived 2-1 lead. First pitch, fastball smoked right above the Rock Hill dugout. Probably hit that. He might have hit that harder than the home run, but he hit it on a line foul.
Yeah, you talked about it. You mentioned a little earlier, this is about the time where these athletes will start to kind of get to know a pitcher, get to know their pitches, what they look like. We got a new pitcher in for Rock Hill, so now these guys have to relearn it. It's going to be a little bit more difficult for Princeton to hit these.
No balls, 1 strike, 2 outs, runner at second. The pitch, breaker, little excuse me check swing over to Coach Stanton at the mouth of the dugout. It's quickly 0-2, Falke with the advantage. Watson at second, 2 down. Rock Hill 5, Princeton 5. Visitors trying to take their third lead of the contest. Righty versus righty matchup. Falke has what he wants, has the upper hand to go with it. The 0-2 pitch. That is poked softly over to Grayson Richards. He'll put it away just barely in foul territory. And we will remain tied. We are through 5.5 on our way to the bottom of the 6th. Blue Hawks and Princeton tied at 5. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Blue Hawk senior Boston Wilson, asking if you're hungry for better meals without the hassle. Discover Wild Fork, your destination for chef-quality meats, seafood, and flavor-packed meals delivered frozen fresh to your door. From fresh, not frozen, premium steaks and seafood, ready-to-heat favorites, Wild Fork makes every meal unforgettable, with variety as big as Texas. Visit the Wild Fork location and prosper at Coy and 380 and taste the difference for yourself. Wild Fork, real food, real flavor, real easy.
Skylar Barnes out for his 6th inning of work. He'll face the 6, 7, 8 hitters in the Blue Hawk lineup, slated to be Stum, Tebow, and Richards. But we will see if Stum, who was in the ballgame as the starting pitcher, comes out to hit.
Yeah,
Don't see him on deck yet. We will see who is coming out. It doesn't look like that's him. Looks like a fresh face. That's maybe going to come out and get a plate appearance in a 5-5 ball game. Every one of these at-bats now having a lot more import in a 5-5 game. This is a Princeton team that has shown it can win as an underdog. It did it last year against Allen, beating the eventual district champion 6-4.
Yeah, and Rock Hill is going in to this round of batting, keeping Princeton at scoring 0 runs over the past 2 innings.
And they'll bring Elijah Guevara off the bench.
Now batting for your Rock Hill Blue Hawks, number 13, Elijah Guevara.
Guevara hitting .261 with 5 RBI. First pitch from Barnes is a breaking ball lifted into right. Caden Cochran has it. There's been a lot of one-pitch at-bats for the Blue Hawks in this ballgame.
Up next, number 2, number 14, Reed Tebow.
Reed Tebow will bat with the bases empty and 1 out in a 5-5 tie here in the bottom of the 6th. He is 0 for 2 with a couple of flyouts. First offering, breaking ball, called strike, 0-1. Barnes is just at 80 pitches, so he's got plenty left. Tebow is ready to get busted out at the plate. This would be a good spot for it. The 0-1, fastball, a little bit late, fouled back.
Yeah, and something I noticed while Barnes was warming up there is for the first time tonight, I've seen him practice, Vega practicing throwing to second, trying to get someone out.
No balls, 2 strikes. The pitch misses high.
And what I think what's interesting about this is if Tebow or Richards get on base, Morgan Singleton will have a chance to come up here tonight.
Let's try the 1-2. Breaker popped up. very short right field. Alvarado, the second baseman, battles the wind, but wins the battle for the second out.
So 2 quick outs for Princeton.
And we will have a pinch hitter here for Grayson Richards. That is Braxton Clyde. Clyde getting his 3rd plate appearance of the season. See what he can do against Barnes with the bases empty and 2 outs. First pitch. Breaking ball inside, 1-0. One ball, no strikes. Here it comes. Cut on and missed late on the fastball was Clyde. It's 1-1. Skylar Barnes brings the 1-1. That's a fastball. That is scalded toward the center of the infield. Felix Martinez ranges to his left. He's got it. And we are through 6 here at the Hollow of Rock Hill. We're going to the 7th, tied at 5. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
I'm Blue Hawk Senior Julian Lockhart. First Graphic Services is a Prosper ISD family-owned sign and graphics company that has been providing graphic solutions for over 30 years to the North Texas area. They specialize in signs for home builders, developers, political candidates, school districts, realtors, as well as many other local businesses. Check them out on social media or hit them up on their website at www.firstgraphicservices.com.
We are quickly to the 7th inning in a game that's not even 2 hours old. And Elijah Guevara is going to come on as the Blue Hawk pitcher. He will be the 4th Blue Hawk to hit the bump in this ball game. He's one of the guys that Coach Stanton told us before the season, you know, maybe fits the mold of that closer type guy. Got a good arm. As we look at the numbers, this will be his 4th appearance, all in relief. He is 1-0, 6 innings pitched. He has not allowed a run of any kind. Yielded 4 hits, 4 strikeouts, 6 walks. He's allowing a .205 opposing batting average. And he'll face the 3-4-5 hitters in this Princeton lineup that has turned 4 hits into 5 runs. Again, walks the story here for the Blue Hawks.
Yeah, when
as you look at the numbers on the game, they have walked 6.
When you have a game this close and with 2 teams that are extremely close, not only in this game, in the season, but you have Princeton that a lot of their games, they either win or lose by 1 or 2 points a game. When you have a guy like Elijah come up with 0 runs allowed so far, I think that's a great call from Coach Stanton to put him in for the 7th inning that could possibly decide it all.
Yeah, you got to go try to win this game here in the 7th. You'll have the 9-1-2 hitters up. You want to go to the 7th needing just 1. Here's Felix Martinez. He has 3 in the game, 3 RBI. He's got a couple of hits. First pitch, fastball low and away, ball 1.
Yeah,
Carson Roy playing Martinez to pull. Shifted over to the left a good ways. So a lot of room to right center. The 1-0 pitch. High tight chin music with the fastball. Bending away as Martinez. It's 2-0. Guevara, in true closer form, works out of the stretch with nobody on. The 2-0 pumps in the fastball for a strike, 2-1. Two balls and 1 strike to the leadoff man. Martinez waits, just barely gets a piece of the letter high fastball, tips it backwards, 2-2.
Yeah, and you can feel the energy in the ballpark. A little tense here Very, very close game. 2 strikes, no outs. Trying to put this inning to a close pretty quickly.
2 balls, 2 strikes. Here it comes. Breaker missed a little bit high. Martinez watched that all the way in. He was not going to offer. 5-5 was the score after 3 1/2 when Princeton scored 3 to tie the ball game. So we were there halfway through. No one scored since. The 3-2. Got him swinging. Gets away for a moment from Tebow, but he will collect and fire to first for the huge first out.
Yeah, and that's what you want to see here in the top of the 7th. It's such a close game right now. Any type of out that you can get in any type of high-pressure situation, like a full count like that, it's going to be huge for Rock Hill.
Skylar Barnes now could help himself out in a big way. He's still on the mound with plenty of pitches left. First pitch, fastball inside, 1-0. He is 1 for 3. Singled in the first, flied out to center in the third. Struck out swinging in the fourth. 1 ball, no strikes. Guevara rocks and fires. Fastball high, 2-0. Will we have extra innings again? We shall see. The 2-0. Missed high. Guevara is throwing hard, but just bring it down a little bit.
Yeah, and I wonder if he's going to try and change his speed up, try and catch Barnes off of his timing here.
3 balls, no strikes. He was hacking on 3-0 and cuts through a fastball, 3-1. Interesting decision. But he's your cleanup guy. Three balls and 1 strike. Base is empty, 1 out. It's on its way. That is a fastball ripped foul wide of the left field line.
It'll be a full count with 1 out, and you have a guy who hasn't gotten on base yet today. He's hungry for it, but he's going to have to work hard against Elijah Guevara.
3 balls, 2 strikes. Here's the payoff pitch. Laid off ball 4. Fastball high. The go-ahead runs at first. Peyton Wilsinski is 0 for 1. He's walked, been hit by a pitch, and flied out.
Yeah, and it looked like Tebow checked with the first base umpire there, making sure that Barnes didn't fully swing through, and the first base umpire called it a ball.
We'll have a pinch runner. It's Tristan Duckworth over at first. He represents the go-ahead run in a 5-5 game in the top of the 7th. First pitch, fastball, swing and a miss. 0-1 to Wilsinski.
Yeah, and Wilsinski, big swing there, trying to take it all the way back.
No balls, 1 strike, 1 out, go-ahead run at first. The pitch, fastball, strike 2. Good fastball from Guevara. Starting to find his groove a little bit. The 4th Rock Hill pitcher. No balls, 2 strikes, 1 down. Wilsinski waits on the pitch from Guevara. The righty rocks and fires. Here it comes. Lifted out of play on the right.
Yeah, and something that really haven't seen too much of Guevara from this inning is checking on the runner at first. We've seen a lot of movement over there. And in a game this late, you got to make big moves if you want to win, and that could possibly be it.
We'll try the 0-2 again. Here it comes. Slider missed low and away. Good eye by Wilsinski. 1 ball, 2 strikes. Guevara steps off. JV won big in the game right before this one. Duckworth gets a lead over at first. Guevara still with the upper hand. The 1-2. Breaking ball. Got him swinging. First base is occupied, so Wilsinski isn't going anywhere. Couple of big punch-outs here in the 7th for Guevara. He's doing his job. It'll be up to Caden Cochran, who is 0 for 3. Princeton's left 6 men on base in the game. Cochran's rocking the pink gloves, sleeves, and bat. The first pitch. High gas. Cochran can't get a piece, 0-1. No balls, 1 strike. Guevara delivers to Cochran. Low fastball. Tebow keeping that 5-hole covered. Don't let that ball get past him, 1-1.
Yeah, and it might look like a routine stop for Tebow, but so important in a game that's going to be decided by inches here tonight.
Guevara brings the 1-1. Fastball, defensive swing from Cochran. He lifts it back into the top of the screen, and Guevara is a strike away from sending us to the 7th and a walk-off situation in the bottom of the frame, potentially. Blue Hawks would just need a run. We're tied at 5. Tristan Duckworth still over there at first. 1 ball, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Here it comes. That is lifted, sinking line drive. Carson Roy, too much speed. On the trot, catches it at full speed. Guevara comes in, slams the door, and the Blue Hawks need just a run to send them home happy. To the bottom of the 7th we go. Tied at 5. This is Blue Hawk Baseball from Regency Sports.
Attention North Texas ballplayers. Step up your game with the NTX Tribe Baseball Club. This is Blue Hawk Senior Ethan Kalanick. They offer elite baseball and softball training, top facilities, and a winning brotherhood for players of all ages. Join the NTX Tribe today and take your skills to the next level. Visit ntxtribebaseball.com. NTX Tribe Baseball, where champions are made.
Morgan Singleton, Anthony Gonzalez, and Ethan Kalanick will face Skylar Barnes. Barnes has gone the entire way. He's hit 87 pitches. He's not going to get to 110 in this inning.
When you talk about who you want to end the game for you when it comes to batting, I think this might just be Rock Hill's perfect 3 when you have Morgan Singleton, who has shown all night that he can get on base and he can do it repeatedly. And then you have batting third Ethan Kalanick, who has 2 RBIs on the night. I mean, when you talk about a guy who can get someone home, and when you have, a base runner like Morgan Singleton who can get home, probably one of the fastest guys on the team to be able to do that, I think it could possibly be a perfect lineup for Rock Hill to try and get this win over Princeton in a game that is oh so close coming to the end here.
Singleton has reached in both plate appearances. At a bunt single, scored a run in the 3rd, walked and was stranded his last time up in the 4th inning. Blue Hawks need a run to win it. Hyatt even with the bag over at 3rd. First pitch that is lifted on the left side. Hyatt will go give it a look. It'll get out of play.
Singleton with a on-base percentage of a little over 42% here in the season.
Barnes brings the 0-1. That is hit through the right side, a base hit. Singleton, the winning run, is at first. What a night from the 9-hole.
And that puts Singleton in a great situation. Singleton getting his 11th season stolen base tonight. He could make it 12 and put him in a running scoring position here for the Rock Hill Blue Hawks, and he has some great batters coming up that could give him the go-ahead run and take this game home.
Anthony Gonzalez is 1 for 2. The winning runs at first with nobody out. The fastest Blue Hawk of them all. First pitch, there he goes. The ball gets away from Vega. Singleton has second easily on the pass ball. We're going to give him a stolen base on that because I don't think they were getting him.
No, I mean, when you talk about
not on that pitch,
I think that is the reason why Morgan Singleton leads this team in stolen bases, his aggressiveness. It's the first pitch on a new at-bat, and he just goes straight for it. But then again, no outs, bottom of the 7th, game on the line. You have to be aggressive. You got to do what the other team isn't.
1 ball, no strikes, winning run at second, nobody out. Squaring to bunt is Gonzalez. The pitch is low, blocked by Vega. 2-0.
And I like that move from Gonzalez. If he bunts, it pulls the third baseman forward, leaving Morgan Singleton open to go to third, and that puts him 1 base closer to closing this game out for Rock Hill.
Vega will go out to have a conversation with Skylar Barnes. And Coach Stanton will have a word with Anthony Gonzalez. Everyone's having words with everyone. Here comes Morgan Singleton. He's going to go have a word with somebody. He might stop and talk to Braden Hyatt at third. Nope. He's talking to Coach Yeary over at third base. All right. And then, like, all the conversations stop simultaneously. Okay. We're getting reset. Singleton back to second. Anthony Gonzalez ahead in the count. 2 balls, no strikes. No outs, bottom 7. We're tied at 5. Blue Hawks looking to get out of that goose egg in the win column in district play. Barnes turns, fires back to second, and Singleton is back in safely, but very close.
I think right now, at this point in the game, I don't want to be Barnes, Singleton, or really Gonzalez at this point. The pressure is fully on them. Singleton can only do so much right now, but it's such a high-stake game right now and such high pressure in the bottom of the 7th.
Here's the pitch. Punched on the left side, a perfect bunt. Here comes Hyatt. His throw to first, pulls the first baseman off the bag. Gonzalez is safe. And the second baseman in a race to second. Nobody was covering the bag. So it's Singleton at third, Gonzalez at second. We're going to say an infield, I don't know, you might have to call that a double.
Yeah. I mean,
I guess the ball got past the first baseman. It's going to be a single and an error.
We mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Rock Hill is not a team that you can make mistakes with. They will capitalize on it in an instant. And now you have Ethan Kalanick up to bat. He has shown all night tonight that he can get a runner in and score.
Well, they've intentionally walked him.
Ooh.
Well, you have set up forces at every base, but I'm not sure you're going to make a lot of money intentionally walking people to pitch to Carson Roy. The bases are loaded with nobody out. It's a 5-5 ball game. No place to put Carson Roy.
The
infield is in all the way around. Carson is Kalanick ends up 2 for 3. Roy is 1 for 3. No place to put him. Singleton at third. Gonzalez at second. First pitch to Roy. Strike called. Kalanick at first.
Roy earlier this game was so close to getting the game-winning home run, and Roy in his average batting has a 500. This is the guy you want up.
The 0-1 misses wide, 1-1. You love the patience already from Roy. You want to be the hero. He had the game-winning hit against Barbers Hill. That's a state-ranked 5A team in tournament play. 1 ball, 1 strike. Nobody out, bases loaded, tied at 5. The pitch. Big swing and a miss on Uncle Charlie. Skylar Barnes pulled the string on that. That's probably the slowest pitch we've seen him throw. And Roy came out of his shoes. 1 ball, 2 strikes. A huge pitch from Barnes. A win with a run. The 1-2. Got him swinging on the fastball.
And Barnes changing up his pitches. At this point in the game, every batter knows exactly what his pitches look like, so it's so important for him to change up his tempo, change where he's throwing the pitch to catch these batters off guards.
A massive strikeout for Barnes. Now it's Aiden McDaniel with his chance to walk it off. Singleton, the winning run at third. The bases are loaded. First pitch. Ball outside.
McDaniel with such good vision over the plate there. knows it's a little bit outside, doesn't risk it. He knows he has pitches to play with at this at-bat.
McDaniel in a position to have the last laugh. He struck out a couple of times. Here's the 1-0. Ball outside. Great eye. Plate discipline from McDaniel. And now he's in the catbird seat. 2 balls, no strikes. No place to put him. It's Singleton at third, Gonzalez at second, and Kalanick at first. The last 2 guys probably not playing a factor in this point unless something happens to Mo over at third. 2 balls, no strikes. The pitch to McDaniel. Breaking ball. Missed inside. 3-0.
Barnes has pitched every pitch for Princeton in this game, and it might come down to this one.
There are a few things that are a certainty. Death, taxes, and McDaniel taking on this pitch. 3 balls, no strikes. 1 out. Here it comes. He takes ball 4. Just missed high. Mo Singleton comes home. It's a game-winning walk-off RBI walk for Aiden McDaniel, and the Blue Hawks win it 6-5. For the Rock Hill Blue Hawks, 6 runs on 8 hits. They commit an error and leave 6. The Princeton Panthers, 5 runs on 4 hits. They commit 2 errors and leave 7 in a game that takes 2 hours and 10 minutes. The Blue Hawks get that all-important first district win. They move to 10-4-2 overall. And goodness gracious, a big-time RBI for Aiden McDaniel. He ended up with a couple in the game. Ethan Kalanick had 2 to go with a double. 8 hits for the team. 2 for Anthony Gonzalez, 2 for Kalanick, 1 for Carson Roy, 1 for Cole Carroll. Carroll had an RBI. Mo Singleton was perfect on the night in terms of reaching base. Had a couple of singles and a walk. He generates the game-winning run, scores 2 on the night, and we can relax a little bit because the Blue Hawks won and because we're not going to play for 4.5 hours.
And, I mean, just what an at-bat for Aiden McDaniel, showing the patience up on the plate when you're in a big moment like that. Bases are loaded. You're at the bottom of the 7th. It's almost a dream situation for a player, but he's so patient. He doesn't want to be the hero, and he just waits for that 4th ball to come to him, and that's what ended up winning Rock Hill this game.
So the Blue Hawks get that all-important win and almost a bit of a sense of relief for the team, again, as Mo Singleton takes his celebratory back handspring leap. I have not shown that much athleticism combined in my entire life than Singleton did just right there. And he was a spark plug for this ball club. And we've talked through the first couple of games who is going to deliver in the bottom part of that lineup. And you know there's talent down there. There's guys that can get it done, and it's great to see those guys getting it done here, particularly Mo Singleton today, as it is Aiden McDaniel with a couple of RBI as his old man comes in. We're going to talk about him while he's getting this camera set down, but fantastic plate discipline with the bases loaded. Watches ball 4, doesn't try to do too much. He does enough. Couple of RBI in the game, including the game winner as the Blue Hawks win it 6-5. So it will be happy fans heading to the exits and enjoying what we hope will be a nice weekend and rest up a little bit as we'll get an extra night off. We won't have 2 games in the span of 3 nights. It'll be more of the normal Tuesday, Friday action next week, but it will be a 3-game week as the Blue Hawks will finish things off with Princeton on Tuesday out on the road. We will have the pregame show starting at 7:15. Colton Boston, your first ever win, man. Congrats. How does it feel?
Honestly, I think it feels great. Rock Hill played
right?
just incredibly today, and I honestly don't think I'd rather call any other game in the state right now other than this one.
All right, outstanding. Well, you've delivered a 6-5 win for the entire Regency Sports Broadcasting crew. I'm Brian Sutcliffe. We'll see you next Tuesday in Princeton. So long, everybody.